6 or 8 months or so, his score had gone up 100 points.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview the top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Lead Agent Secrets.
I want to dive into your second topic, as Peter mentioned, FHA. Your second topic is about how to give clients are boosting their credit scores to qualify for a loan, because this is something that we keep running into, and I say that with a sigh. Credit score. I think this is a common thing when someone goes, what's the old adage about not binging on the, they get the loan, then it's like, oh yeah, don't go and spend everything in your bank account. The damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go and buy that Ferrari, for fuck's sake.
Yes,
So,
please, for the love of God, don't go get a new car loan.
No. Talk to us about topic 2.
How would you open up 1.5 million credit cards?
Yeah, exactly. So there are a few tricks I've learned along the way about how to get your credit score to go up. So I've had clients come to me and tell me that, they pay their credit card. I do. I max my credit card every month, but I pay it off every month. Okay, well, that's great. But what happens is the credit companies are not interested in your score going up. So Visa, Chase, MasterCard, all of these people, they make more money off of you the lower your credit score is. So they have a real motivation to, if not mislead you, to at least do the opposite of educating consumers for how their credit score really works. So it turns out it's not just enough to pay your card off every month. What you really need to do is call each one of your creditors and find out what day they report to the bureaus. So if you're using your card all month long and you're making your payment on the 15th every month, and because that's when it's due, well, guess what? It reported on the 10th. So, for example, so now you're reporting it when you're at the max usage and you're paying it off. You're paying it on time, sure, but it's looking to the algorithm as though you're maxed out on your credit every single time because you're not paying it before it reports to the bureau. So a simple thing you can do is just get your credit report or go through your bills, whatever. All of these creditors are found at the bottom of your credit report in one easy little location, and you can just call them all and find out what day they report and make sure that you pay your balance a few days before that so that it has time to process. And then when they report to the bureau, it's showing the lowest balance over the course of the month rather than the highest balance, because your score is made up of the factors are, your credit usage to your available credit, the time length that your accounts have been opened, as well as your timely payment history. So, yeah, that's one way you can get your score to go up. Another way that a lot of people have found useful is to be added as a authorized user. So, my son took advantage of this with his grandma. She's old and she's had some of these accounts for definitely longer than he's been alive. Maybe longer than I've been alive. I mean, her Sears card account is possibly as old as I am. So she puts him on there. He doesn't even get a credit card. He never makes a purchase, but by being linked to her excellent payment history, he can see an increase in his credit score.
And how long does it take before he inherits that credit score?
I saw it happen very quickly, definitely less than 6 months. And by, around 6 or 8 months or so, his score had gone up 100 points.
Wow. So one of the things that I was kind of thinking about this is like when you have kids and they're getting ready to go get their first credit card, the issues that I ran into as a 18-year-old kid is you can't get a credit card because you don't have enough credit history. But how are you supposed to get credit history if you don't have a credit card? And that's when I got, I learned about this authorized user, right? Like, yeah, can you go get a secured credit card? Yes, we can bypass that. But I was thinking, like, for my kids, why don't I just add them as authorized users to my card so they can inherit it by the time, like, let's say they're 16, then they'll get the 2 years worth of history. So when they are 18, they can go open up a credit card and do whatever they need to do.
Exactly. Another thing, when I first started building my credit, I don't even think they have Mervyn's anymore, but I went to a department store and got a credit card. So that's another.
That was my first one too, was the Sears MasterCard. I don't know if Sears is still around, are they?
Sears may have went out of business too. I'm not sure. But,
yeah, I have a Sears MasterCard. Actually, now that I think about it, I should check after this podcast.
He's got loads of money on there that he's just forgotten about. He's about to become a millionaire.
I don't know about all that, but it's worth checking.
Just hit up Stephani for the reminder. Send Venmo $1,000.
Exactly. At me at Stephani.loanofficer. So another little thing, I don't know if you guys have buyers occasionally with collections on their credit reports, but one more little tip I have for people who do find themselves with collections is don't pay them. I mean, on a case-by-case basis, a lot of times what people come to me and they're embarrassed that they have this collection and they want to assure me that they're going to pay it to zero right away. And I always advise them to hold on a second and wait, because actually, depending on the facts of the situation, it may be more beneficial to not pay it. So you might actually get dinged for paying a collection as opposed to leaving it alone. And it has to do with how old it is and how much money it is. So typically, what I see a lot of is like, Verizon or Comcast phone companies or cable companies that somebody didn't, return the equipment on or whatever. And now it's $500, $700, $900, $1,000. So generally, if you have a collection and it's less than $2,000, the lender will not require it to be paid. So what you can do is, if it's an old collection, is just leave it alone, because the algorithm picks up on the most recent activity of these collections. So if it's just been sitting there for 3 or 4 years and everybody's forgotten about it by now, what you do when you pay it is you remind everybody about it and you give them a big old alarm that you're a terrible person and you didn't pay your bills. And now they are screaming it from the rooftops and it's dinging your credit score. Whereas before it was just quietly fading into the background. Now you've brought it to the forefront again. So that's another thing you can avoid
these are
doing.
Hot tips for our listeners here. I'm like, some of these are definitely new to me. Like that one, I would never have thought of that. That is definitely new to me.
Definitely counterintuitive, because you think what you should do is go back and make sure you've got all those things
let's just start with don't get collections put against you. Pay your shit.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But I mean, a lot of first-time buyers and FHA buyers, I do a lot of down payment assistance. I mean, honestly, not so much these days, but hopefully we'll start getting back those, less than affluent clients, because I really do have a passion for helping people get a leg up in life and, become the first homeowner in their family and, turn renters into buyers and all that good stuff.
Oh, and by the way, you might not have known this. We've already helped over 100 agents cross over $100,000 and up in GCI per year with our predictable and scalable systems. So if you're interested in learning more about our courses and coaching to help you scale your business to 6 figures and beyond, head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.